What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today is indeed Wednesday, which means a new summit is now live in Motorfest, but we also have some good news today, guys. It is the last summit of the Forsberg month. Am I the only one that's going to be kind of excited? I would almost guess no. But in gold, we have the Forsberg Racing Underglow, which has to do with the Forsberg Racing Nissan, which insanely enough isn't going to be incredibly different compared to a regular 370Z, but hey, it has a cool livery on it, am I right? Nonetheless though, guys, looking at this summit here, it's going to be a pretty simple one for the most part. There is going to be a few Street Tier 2 events, some racing events, and rally events. And then we also have three of the lovely Bullseyes here, which most of them you have to use a plane on them or a power boat. Funnily enough, guys, I would say all three of the Bullseyes here are going to be fairly simple. Funnily enough, on the first one here, I actually used a plane and the lovely KX motocross bike. I would probably say you could use a boat if you wanted to on some of them, but let's be real. I would say a plane is going to be a better option on these two. Keep in mind on the second one, though, you are going to be hovering above the water. So yes, maybe a powerboat might be a bit better on it. Funnily enough, no matter what you actually do, as long as you have a score breaker set, you can easily get 128,000 points on all of them. And not going to lie here, guys, I know I mentioned this in multiple other videos and the summits. I would probably say at this point that we can all agree that yes, the skills are most likely going to need a rework. To be honest, guys, having all of the points maxed out at 128,000 points really does not make any sense to me whatsoever. But here we are, though, moving into the 6 main events in the summit. So the first one here I'm going to go over is going to be a drift event. You actually have to use the lovely Lamborghini Murcielago. Not even going to lie here, guys, I jumped into this event with a stock Murcielago, did not change my pro settings, still managed to get 1,159,000 points. You want to know the best part? I did not even do that good on this. After that, though, we also have the number 3 Dominion Rally, where you get to use the lovely Forsberg East African Safari. Funnily enough, I think I have to take a Safari and most likely find a way to fix this game. Am I right, or am I getting kind of dry with these jokes? Probably am. But nonetheless, guys, I would say this event is probably going to be one of the more frustrating ones in the entire summit. And that's going to come down to the fact that you're racing a lovely rallycross vehicle in a place it most likely doesn't really belong in because you're racing through a forest, even though many of the areas are going to be like a dirt road and stuff like that. But a few tips here is if you guys are looking to get through that water a bit quicker, throw on trawler on a few of those parts. It's going to make you a bit faster in the water. Keep in mind, though, the biggest thing about this one is making sure you stay off of the water. In the one area, I would actually recommend staying to the left of it. That way you're a bit quicker. After that, guys, do be careful for the trees and also watch out for the tight corners. And then for the next few events here, though, we're going to have the Dominion Outrun with a racing car that's based in Italy. The next one's also going to be a racing event, which is going to be Dominion Outrun again. This one, you're going to have to use a Ferrari 488 GT3 than this one. You obviously can't pick an Italian vehicle. Lamborghini, Ferrari, and so on is probably going to be a good option. For me, though, I did end up picking the lovely Ferrari FXXK. I love this thing. Is it going to be the best car in the category? Well, I wouldn't say it's going to be the best one, but again, that's going to be up for debate. This car, I would actually say, is probably going to be maybe like top 7, top 8. It is going to be pretty dang decent, but remember, all the top speed on most of the racing cars are going to be fairly similar. So I would say the biggest thing here is, of course, the corners. And then for the other Dominion Outrun event, you will have to run the lovely Ferrari 488 GT3, which did really dang good in this event. Is it going to be the number one go-to racing car? Well, I mean, to be honest, there is going to be other cars that other players probably would end up picking. For this event, though, it is going to be pretty dang fast-paced, so luckily the 488 can handle its own. And then after that, though, we have the number 5 Dominion Rally, which for this, you have to pick a sports car in the Rallycross category, which means, a sports car, am I right? What does that mean? Honestly, I have no idea. Before this, you're probably going to notice, though, there's going to be a few vehicles in the lovely leaderboard. That is pretty much owning it, which is the Peugeot 205. That thing is insane. For me, though, guys, I did want to pick the Renault Maxi 5 Turbo. Is it the best? Probably not versus the lovely Peugeot, but it's also not the worst either. This might sound a bit insane though, but I would say this event here is probably one of my favorite ones in the summit because for some odd reason with a rallycross vehicle, it's going to be oddly fun. I really don't know why. And then for the final event in the summit here, though, you will then have to use the lovely 370Z Dominion Edition, which is going to be a fair PvP rank, which I am pretty sure is going to be a maxed out car that's probably like with purple parts or something. But regardless, though, this is going to be a Hoonigan event, so it's pretty long. And on top of that, though, this is also going to be the kind of event to where you would use a Hoonigan drift car and most likely drift in the event. So I would say going around certain corners and drifting is going to be an option. Or you could do something like I did and most likely slow down a bit and then drift around other corners. Either way, I would say probably going around the corner and drifting is probably going to be just as good as actually gripping it. And then, of course, some can argue that one is better than the other. Either way, though, guys, under around 3 minutes on this one with casually doing it, so it isn't all that awful. It's just going to be a pretty long event. Overall, though, guys, do let me know in the comments below if you have any questions at all. Let's jump right into this.